Hello there. How are you doing? Thank you for watching the replay. It's Ingrid here. Let's see if this will work. It's been a wee while since I've had this Ecamm Live to use my Facebook Live. So if you are watching me live, make sure you type in the comments live and let me know where you are tuning in from. And if you are watching the replay, make sure you type in replay and let me know that you were able to join us after the event. How are we all doing today? It is a pretty blustery day here in Ireland, and I believe it is way more blustery in parts of the US. So if you are in Florida or Georgia, I hope you are getting ready and getting hunkered down. Do not be taking any crazy chances with that weather. It is kind of bananas out there. So, if we have never met before, my name is Ingrid Owens. I'm a business coach and marketing strategist. Hey, Linda, thank you for watching, and I'm glad that I can see the comments coming through. I'm a business coach and marketing strategist for online service based entrepreneurs, helping people get visible and to get more clients and to do it all profitably. This week, our topic of conversation is what I have labeled as overwhelm. So let me paint a few scenarios for you here, and you can let me know if you in the comments if this is something that you have ever succumbed to. Um, what and this is because this is a big problem, and this overwhelm is something that I have experienced myself personally and do often from time to time, but I know a lot of my clients come to me with this specific problem as well. And it is by virtue of the fact that we typically work online, right? And so we are exposed to marketing campaigns, to advertisements, to what people want us to see in front of them, right? Online all the time. And because we work in this online environment, it is predisposed to know what we are searching for. And so, obviously, this is how marketing works, right? The people who are providing answers and solutions to our problems know what our problems are because we're searching for those answers. So then we get served up for an ad that answers all our problems, right? So we are getting bombarded with those sorts of ads, these sorts of people who have the solutions to our problem. We may be out there actively searching for the solutions to our problem. And we're also seeing what other people are doing who are in a similar sort of a business to ours, right? Um, so again, if you're writing in the comments, make sure, let me get rid of this one thing. So I want to make sure that I can answer and see any comments when people are saying, if you are saying anything. Good morning. Amy's there. Okay, that flew out. That's good. Hey, Amy. So let me know in the comments if this is something that you feel like you're suffering from, because you're seeing other people's stuff. Like I say, you're seeing the solutions to all of your problem, the perceived solution, that it's just on the other side of this email, or it's just on the other side of this freebie or this opt-in. And I would imagine if you are feeling overwhelmed, it's probably not because of lack of information, right? You've probably already downloaded and subscribed to a bunch of emails. You've probably downloaded a bunch of freebies. Maybe even you've purchased courses and classes and ordered ebooks and real books and all of these videos and everything that you can see to help you get to the other side of your problem. Now, whatever your marketing problem is, maybe it's getting more clients, maybe it's scaling your business, maybe it's growing your business, maybe it's systems, whatever it is, these marketers know that because you're giving them that information one way or another. And so therefore you're downloading stuff and you're getting completely overwhelmed. Right, Amy? I know a lot of people who are in my community right now, and if you're watching this on the in the Facebook group, a lot of people have come in from the BC Stack, which is a fantastic, phenomenal resource. It's a whole bunch of authors and everybody all together. But even Dan, who is the guy who organizes it all, he openly says that you shouldn't try and consume all of the information all at one time. The goal is to pick and choose what you need. But we sometimes, being in our own problem, we don't really know what it is we need. And so in desperation, frantically sometimes. We can download all of the information, and then what happens? We get overwhelmed. It's way too much. We don't know what action to take. And then when we are confused, we take no action. And this is what happens. We sit here in inaction. Yeah. Amy says she recently went through her groups to find the important groups because that she wanted that those are the ones she wanted to find. I know, and it's very frustrating, and I feel like Facebook isn't even really set up to help us out with this because your life changes and what becomes more important to you changes, and at one point you think everything's important, and then you're like trying to follow everything, and then they don't become important anymore, but you're still seeing that stuff in your feed, and it's very hard to get rid of it, right? So, and then when there is something that you really want to, not forget and be part of, you can kind of forget it, and the algorithm doesn't necessarily show it to you. It's not organized. There's definitely a better system. I feel like there's groups. I mean, I think if I was to look at the amount of groups, Facebook groups that I'm part of, on Facebook, I mean, I don't even want to think. I'm probably part of hundreds of groups at this point, which is ridiculous. But it was for a long time a way for me to stay up to date with a lot of different things. Now I very much intentionally go out into a specific 5 or 4 groups, even less typically, on a daily basis, and those are the only ones I look for. Okay, so you're in all the groups, you're getting all the information, and it's still not doing you any good. So what's the problem here, right? Because it's obviously not a lack of it's obviously not a lack of information that is keeping you stuck and spinning, right? It's that inaction to do anything with it. Because when you're spinning, just like the wheels of a truck stuck in like Georgia red clay, right? When you're in that spinning, you're not making any further progress. And what's worse is you're actually getting further and further dug in, right? It's getting even harder to dig yourself out because you're not making any traction, or you don't have any traction. You're not making yourself get out even further. And it's a really crappy place to be, right? So, we've all been there. We can, maybe some of us are already there, right? Not a good situation. So how can we stop it? um let's look for a second, and or let's think for a second of what it is what is keeping you stuck, because I want you to really realize this, and this is very foundational in terms of the coaching work that I do, and more of the work that I will be doing, and it's actually how I got out of overwhelm. But there's a couple of actionable things we'll talk about, but this is the biggest thing. Your thought and your thinking that you are overwhelmed is enough to keep you thinking that you're overwhelmed, right? And that thought that I am overwhelmed is enough to keep you stuck, right? Because the only thing that is keeping you stuck is your thought about all of that stuff, right? If you change that thought to, I have all this stuff, I have all this information, but I don't need it all, then that changes the outcome a little bit, right? So if we're talking about the coaching model, and we're talking about, what thought, or how our thoughts create our actions and all of that sort of stuff, right? We want to be very careful about the thoughts that we are having. And so if overwhelm is the thought you're having, and if overwhelm is keeping you stuck, change the thought, right? Because quite often what we think we should do is delete all the emails, is unsubscribe from all of the blogs, and unsubscribe from all of the freebies. And yes, I do believe that you have to stop that input. But very, very foundationally, you have to catch the thought that's saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, and change that into something else, right? Your thoughts are the things that create your actions, and your actions are the things that create your results. Okay, so hold that thought for a wee second. We will come back to that. But on a very practical level, as Amy said there, unsubscribing to groups and all of that, that's the first thing, right? The first thing is to head it off at the pass, right? To stop any more information coming in. That's really, really crucial. Today, don't look. Now, I think that For me, the easiest way to stop any more information, I could go through and unsubscribe and exit groups and all of that, but that would probably take me several days, right? It's a better use of my time to actually just go ahead and block the news feed. So I use a app, or it's a plugin really that I use on my computer called Kill the News Feed, and that actually stops me seeing anybody else's newsfeed. And so when I go onto Facebook, it's very intentionally to go into my group, to engage in another person's group, or to go and see something in particular, right? I don't go in and just like mindlessly mindlessly scroll. It's brain numbing, right? I've done it before. I've done it. I will find myself doing it. It's actually a symptom of overwhelm, right? So it's a vicious cycle, right? Because it overwhelms you, and it's what you do when you're overwhelmed is you just scroll and you're looking and you're searching, okay? Because the answer is not out there. The answer is in here, right? And that is the hard thing, right? You're looking endlessly for the magic pill or the secret sauce, or what's the missing step, or what's the one thing that I'm not doing that I think I need to be doing, right? But there is no such thing. I am here to tell you that the secret sauce in your business is you. And the only way that you can put that secret sauce all over your business and put it out into the world is actually by being visible and getting out there. Okay? So stop looking outside of yourself and do the much, much harder work and look inside, right? Now, it's hard to go in, right? We got to be still. And here I am preaching to y'all on Facebook, right? So there's definitely there's a place for it, right? There's a place for this consumption. But be very, very careful, because if you all are just like consuming other people's, it's most of the time it's just a really good marketing message. Pay attention to what they're saying and the words they're using and how they're bringing you in. But don't look at that and think that that's going to be the solution to your problem. The solution to your own problem lies within yourself. So it's up to you to block and stop the information coming in, and to quieten yourself for long enough so that you can actually hear the ideas, the intuition, the intuitive thoughts that you are having on what to do next, right? It is hard. Linda said that's hard to do, to look inside. But I know, Linda, that you have been using the practice of journaling, and Linda also has a coach. And I feel like for me, having a coach has been instrumental in my self-development, but also my business development, because there's no bigger self-development than working on your business. Believe me. If you really want to improve your self-development, go start a business, because it challenges all your crap, right? It challenges everything. You've got to be able to look inside first and figure out what's going on with you, because if not, it will become very symptomatic in your business, and it will show very, very clearly. So I want to say to you that you have all the answers that you need. Now, sometimes it can be hard to hear, and it can be hard to understand. So a coach or somebody, accountability buddy, can really help you unravel some of that stuff. But I really want to reiterate, this is all about your thoughts about your situation. And if you change those thoughts, then you can change the outcome. My coach is great, I know she is. Linda is so funny. But I think that that's one of the biggest things, like, right? We don't need another course. We don't need another class. We don't need another book. We don't need another freebie. You're getting close, striving to get to a point. Well, and I will say, Amy, I know you've done great work this far, and you're doing awesome. And it's great to have those goals, because it really can like speed things up really, really fast. Having somebody to hold you accountable, having somebody to mirror what's going on, and just hold you accountable to say the things that you're going to do. Because I know that from experience. I mean, I am saying this from somebody who has searched. I have a freaking degree in marketing and business, and I still thought that I was missing things in my business when I first started. And I still searched and downloaded all the freebies, because I was thinking, what's wrong? What's missing? There was nothing missing. It was all about getting the courage and the confidence together to be able to go live, to be visible, to reach out to clients, to put my systems in place. I knew exactly the things that were missing once I stopped and listened. And once I got a coach who was showing me as a mirror what was going on really here. What's really going on, right? What is the thought that you're really having about, you know, going live on Facebook? Or what's the thought you're really having about putting that video up? Or what is it, right? Because we can trip ourselves up really, really a lot. So that's the thing about overwhelm. Cut out this input. I promise you, you don't need another course, especially if you're already, at a point where you're working on your business. There's no secret sauce. Now, I will say, there's definitely tactics, and there's definitely, new things that happen or whatever. But the problem is most people put these new tactics into play and they don't form part of an overall strategy, number one. And number two, they don't give it enough time to see the results, right? Because we let another thought get in the way and think, oh, it's not working. I tried it 2 times and I've been doing this. I've been working so hard on this. And it's like, really? Have you been really working hard on it? So I do think, definitely tactics, but that has to be part of a bigger strategy. That has to be part of a bigger plan. And very, very importantly, and something else, this strategy has to be an aligned plan for your business and for you. As many people are out there saying that they can get you to, a 6-figure launch, or they've had $10,000 months or whatever, that's their business. And if you have to be very careful of teaching of somebody who's teaching one strategy or one tactic that got them there, because that's not necessarily going to get you there too, right? It's really important to have something that is specifically customized to your own business, to your life, to your personality, to the way that you want to operate, to your values, to your boundaries, all of those things that make you and your business uniquely you. So be very careful about just saying, okay, I can do it. She did it on Instagram. I'm going to just copy exactly what she's doing. Copycat strategies rarely work, at least not for the long term, and they are not a sustainable way to build your business. So that's another ranty rave I can get up for another day. But for now, I just want to encourage you that if you are feeling overwhelmed, stop that input, get quiet, and begin to look in. And if you really would like to speak to somebody, I'm also obviously a coach and a strategist, and I would love to speak with you. In fact, we can do a profitably visible assessment, and you'll even find value in that if you didn't want to work or sign up for a coaching program right now. Although I do have spots open, and I would love to talk to you about working with me if that is something that you're interested in right now or in the future. We have lots of options, payment plans. We can work around whatever it is that you are interested in. Lots of different ways to work with me, but get help, because when you are on your own struggling, you have to think, what's going to be the thing that's going to bring me to that next level, and like I say, it's generally not going to be more information, because we've got it. We've got enough, right? We are blessed to live in a time where we have the whole world at our fingertips, but we got to be careful, right? All right. So that's all I wanted to say. If you do want to reach out for a call, happy to do that. Just go ahead and DM me, or I'll pop the link below this video. If you're watching it on my Facebook group, you'll see the link there. I do have some spots available for coaching calls and for strategy calls this week. So I would love to chat to you. All right, that's it for now. Have a great day. And if you're in the line or the sights of Dorian, please be safe. Talk to you soon.